We're not going to let Pete close the meeting just yet because he doesn't know about this next part. So as a thank you to Pete Rettler, who served on the board for 9 years, held 2 terms as president, and is leaving us at the end of the month for at least a year, we wanted to show our appreciation. You gotta come up here, Pete. So we have this for you, so we want to say thank you for all of your great leadership and support for AIS.
Thank you very much. Kelly gave me some hint that I might have a little opportunity to say something, and so I'm going to say a few words. First of all, back in what year the first fair was here? 99? So in 1999, I was driving past this every day on the way to work and saw the fairgrounds being created and built, and couldn't wait to take my my son Jack, who was 4 at the time, to the fair, because I just thought it was such a neat, such a neat structure and fairgrounds. So we came that year, and if I remember right, it was hot, humid, and very wet. I think we used more straw to cover the mud than we did the animals that year. But I can remember at the time Jack was 4, Drew was 2, and my wife was probably very pregnant with Max at the time, since his birthday's in July. So and at that point I wanted to be involved with the fair somehow. I grew up on a farm in Hartford, and always attended the fair and slinger, so I couldn't wait to come to this one. I really got an opportunity to get involved, though, through a West Bend Chamber Leadership Greater West Bend program. Our group was asked to, by Sandy, and at the time I think Nancy Justman, to come up with a promotion for the 150th anniversary of the fair. So our group put together a different promotion. I remember my part of that year was doing every decade different agriculture equipment from different decades. And I don't know if Dick remembers that at all, but we set it up in one of the areas, and we borrowed equipment from many different museums all around. So that was fun. And at the time, Sandy said, we're looking for some new blood on the board if you'd be interested. And at that time I was new blood. Now I'm older blood. But it was an opportunity. So when I think about my time on the board, though, I think of all the characters I met as part of this board, and all the dedicated individuals that spend so much time helping out. I don't think I'm on any other board where there's so much volunteering from board members for all of the events, not just the fair, but anytime they need somebody. So I think of people like Mary from Greenville and Joanna Grove, who I honestly could never tell you which one was Mary and which one was Joanna. They didn't look alike, but I remember saying to Sandy all the time, is that Joanna or Mary? Which one is that? I remember their names, but I could never figure out, but they're still spending so much time. Dick Remke, who during the fair, he must work 16-hour days. I remember driving a gator for him, and all the time he's put into that. Ken Miller, when I grew up in Hartford, Ken Miller is like a legend. He was, county board chair for 60 years, and I just remember telling my dad, I'm on a board with Ken Miller, and my dad said, well, you must really be a big shot now. So, and then after Ken got to know Chris and his family down at the entertainment tent, it's been fun working with them. Robbie Rogram, I think Trump wrote the book Art of the Deal, but Robbie's really the wheeler and dealer. I'll never forget him calling me up, hey Pete, I was having a beer last night with Kevin Center, I think he's going to build a half a figure for us. That's how it works, and not just for that, but many other things that Robbie has done over the years. Tony Warren, he's as famous as Santa Claus. Tony Warren, I told my wife, I came home once, I said, Tony Warren knows my first name. And I felt, God, I was really special. And Tony always said when he took over as president, Pete, some night we'll go out for some Jack and Cokes or a whiskey, and I don't think we ever did, Tony, so you still owe me. Roger Kist. Roger Kist, you knew, so I'd be about a half hour, 20 minutes early for
for every board meeting, and Roger was sitting there before I got in the room every time. And I remember the one time when you moved the meeting to the small animal tent, I didn't know for sure if it was at the small animal tent or not, but Roger was sitting in the small animal building, so I was in the right place. And then just his dedication, one of the meetings, and his wife probably doesn't know this, I think he escaped from St. Joe's Hospital, walked over here, came to the meeting, and I think he went right back in the hospital after the meeting was over. I'm pretty sure I'm not too far off. Hello? That I'm not too far off with that. So, Dan Deneen, and you know, we should have an attorney on retainer. We sort of do with Dan. We overworked him, and thank God we were able to con Phil Dahlberg down, so hopefully he can help out. And then finally, and I know I'm missing different people, but that have been influential characters over the last 9 years, but Marilyn Merton. When I'm Marilyn's age, I hope to be Marilyn Merton, not the female part of Marilyn Merton, but Marilyn Merton should meet with every new board member and talk about Robert's Rules of Order and how to run a proper meeting and do it with such class and professionalism. She's amazing. She's amazing. I was telling her in a group before that I was in another board that I'm part of, and I said, and we'll adjourn the meeting at 6:34 or something, and somebody said, you can't do that, you need a motion. I said, no, I don't. And they're like, yes, you do. I said, Marilyn Merton says I don't need it. That's all you gotta say. So, thank you very much. And what I think I'm most proud of, though, on the board is what happened in the last year here, where the board came together. We put Sandy Lane, we replaced somebody like Sandy Lane, who had how many, 30, 40 years with the fair. It's almost impossible to do so. So we had a search committee. We knew we had gigantic shoes to fill, and we were able to find Kelly Boone. And I think the whole AIS group here owes a debt of gratitude. There's none of us that weren't worried about how the fair was going to turn out this year. Everybody lost a little bit of sleep. What are we going to forget? What's going to happen this year? And I think we owe Kelly, Dave, the entire crew a big round of applause, because that really went well. So, and then the other thing that I'm glad we finally were able to do here at the end is we had a special meeting a couple weeks ago, and we were able to finally bring health benefits to the employees here at the Fair Park, which was long overdue, and will help us retain good employees. So thank you very much. Thanks, and I know I missed a lot of people. It was interesting. People were grabbing a wine back there, and I get so nervous, and I'm like, no, I don't know if Marilyn thinks I can have wine before I say something at the meeting or not. And then she comes walking over with wine. So just when I thought I had you figured out, Marilyn, you surprised me again. So thanks a lot. Like I said, I think I got as much as I gave the last 9 years, and good luck.
I did not give him a lot of time for that, nor did I actually tell him it was going to happen so nicely done on that.